Hello, how you doing? Oh man, what happened here? Hello, everyone. Welcome to Loud and Proud Orlando, Thursday, October 3rd, 7:39 p.m. Thank you so much for being live with us. About 10 people live right now. Thank you for your support. Uh, Today will be we come with a lot of points to talk about. We're definitely going to be reviewing Cincinnati. But we're going to be definitely talking about the massive win that Orlando produced just I will say, a few hours ago against Philadelphia Union. A massive, massive win for the Lions, definitely, especially at home, and what it meant. Facu Torres, uh, record goal scorer in history, probably Orlando City's best goal scorer right now, top of the table for leading goal scorer in history. So that's fantastic news. Luis Muriel with a double assist, definitely playing some of the best football he's done in a long time. We're going to preview Cincinnati. We're also going to talk about OCB. OCB is being awarded, and I mean, those kids are definitely they're going to want to win MLS Next Pro for sure. They are definitely gung ho to get that award, collective award, which is winning their league. And then we'll talk about OC versus everybody. Again, we'll discuss all of that and more. Drop us your comments, subscribe to the channel. We are Loud and Proud Orlando. We are available right now live. We are on X as well as our YouTube channel, Loud and Proud Orlando LP underscore podcast. Also, you can check us out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts if you're listening. Thank you for your support. Guys, welcome, Paola. Welcome back. How do you see this win against the Union, man? It's a fantastic win.
It was a massive for me. It was a great win. We had to win it to stay in fourth place, and the team can made it happen. First 10 minutes, we were dominant. Minimum two goals we would have scored, and then 5 minutes after it was kind of tricky. Up and down roller coaster game, but at least we Paco made history. Muriel is unleashing his beast mode, and we look good. We look good.
What about you, John? Huge win. I think you called it. I think you said 2-1, or I say 2-1. I don't remember.
I did
Uh,
say 2-1.
I think,
Yeah.
yeah,
It was almost 3-1
yeah,
right at the end
almost,
there.
yeah,
Yeah, but hey, I think it was just great to see. Like, we knew Philly were going to be a problem,
yeah,
and we knew that they were going to be, more of the level of not reflective where they are in the table, right? I think that you can
for
see that
sure.
they're obviously better than some of these other teams that we beat recently. But we still held our own. We still created a lot of chances, and just a lot of pluses to come out of this. We keep the ball rolling. We're staying in fourth. We put ourselves in a great position here at the end of the season. So, a mid week win. What's not to like, Luis?
No, it's great. It's great against a contender for sure. Possibly we may see them again in the playoffs. We'll see, but it's going to be definitely tough competition. Playing against one of the top teams in the league, in my opinion. So, Air Vega says, "Vamos Orlando." Thank you so much, Air Vega. Appreciate it. JCB's 95. Buenas noches, everyone. What a win with El Toro as a mastermind in the midfield. I know, right? El Toro Muriel, man. He's becoming a little bit of a calf now, man. I mean, he's shredding some ribeye. Where's Brecalo? Says Brand Jordan. That's right. That's a good question. Where is Brecalo? We'll discuss all of that and more. Thank you so much. For starters, Philadelphia, massive game. To me, some of the takeaways out of this game was honestly Muriel. I think Luis Muriel came in, huge impact off the bench. In a way, it kind of made me feel like Philly wasn't expecting Muriel to being not only inserted into the match, but obviously to single-handedly change the momentum of the match, and then after that, with his vision, and all the sequences that he's doing, honestly, phenomenal setup for Facundo Torres, which he actually almost missed that shot. But what are your starting thoughts on this star performance by Luis Muriel, John?
I mean, yeah, he's just got this way about him right now where he's able to come on the field and read the game so well and open up the game, and that's exactly what he did here. I mean, star of the match because he comes on and sets up the goal. I mean, is it amazing worth is it what he's adding, is that enough? Probably not, but it's a great start. I think his press conference that he talked about in after the game where it was very honest and open about how much he struggled with MLS and adapting and everything, and now he really feels like he's adapted. I was very skeptical. Shout out to Paula because she was like, "Yo, Luis Muriel, like maybe in the middle of the season." I was like, "He's I don't think it's going to happen in the middle of the season." But we have faith, and look, the guy is showing that he can do it. And not only can he come on and open up the game, but he is also getting into positions where he can maybe shoot and be a bit more of an attacking threat. I think he's just kind of learned that if he stays around the central attacking midfield position, like he doesn't track back too much, he doesn't go too far forward. He just kind of hangs out where he needs to be. He can play these great passes. And the Duncan McGuire Luis Muriel connection, man, that is looking exciting. He's finding Dunk with these through balls, which a few times could have really damaged them if we'd been a bit more lucky.
Yeah, not only Luis Muriel, and we'll ask Paola as well the same question. What are your thoughts on Luis Muriel's performance?
I mean, I told you, John, just trust the process. I think he's not even 100%. I think he's still a sub, right? I don't see him playing 90 minutes. I like when he comes from the bench, and those, like, he's being the man of the halftime. Technically he's being the 45, the six men, like in basketball, let's put it that way, because he's coming in clutch, he's making those passes, accurate passes, and he's not trying too hard to, if you compare him from the beginning of the season and now, in the beginning of the season he was trying too hard to pass through defenders and try dribbling the ball. He still loses possession sometimes, but less than in the beginning of the season. And now I think he's being in the right place at the right time to make those key passes, like Duncan pass, Facu pass. I thought both of those passes, they were like red carpet pass for both of the players, because I was in front. My seats are in that back goalie from the visitor side. So I was like, I saw them in slow motion, each of the passes, and I was like, holy smoke, this dude is just he's starting to unleash the beast. And I look forward for him for next season, because I think next season is he's gonna be way much better, and just continue to be him. Like, we need him now in the playoff. We need this Luis Muriel going forward and going up, instead of from the beginning of the season.
I
But
think
great performance.
Paula, everything you say there is bang on. I mean, he got 4 key passes in this game. I also
Yep.
think it's really interesting that Oscar brought him on at the 45th minute when the game was kind of in a bit of a stalemate situation, and we looked to Luis Muriel to go break this
Hey,
stalemate
exactly.
with these like come on, just like we do with Duncan. We're looking to him to say, come on, change the game, bring in something else, be the guy that can take us that extra step. And that's what he did in this game. So can he do that every game? I don't know.
That's the real
But
question now. That's the real
right.
question.
Like I don't want to put big expectations on Muriel. You know what I mean? Like I don't think that's realistic. I think him being an impact guy off the bench is what we should expect for the rest of the play. Maybe it'll grow as the playoffs goes into more and more, but
Hopefully. Yeah.
Yeah,
right now he's contributing a lot just coming off the bench. So I'm fine with that too.
yeah. I mean, you got to take it game by game. I think fans, and I think Oscar mentioned it, and he was spot on the post press conference. You know, there was this expectation not only for Luis Muriel, but also for the league to, for Orlando to be like, like a supporter shield winner and all that stuff that the pundits were saying. And so, he said, then we were 13th place, and then after that we were crap for everybody, and then now that we're winning again, now we're gonna, they're gonna try to hype us again. And he kind of put a stop to that. He said, I don't want any hype. I don't want to be hyped up. It's game by game, and I think Muriel is performing well game by game, and I think that's how we need to treat this team. I mean, there's two more finals they got to play, two tough, really tough competitors. One of them, the last game for the Lions in the regular season is going to be a derby, is that against Atlanta United. Whether you want it or not, it is a derby. Fans are going to expect a win against Atlanta for sure. And this Cincy game coming up, again, it's huge. Now, I do want to say, there's not only Muriel was high and did all this, an amazing performance by Muriel, but I do want to say that he's realizing that he doesn't have to always start. He's realizing that he even though he has the number 9 in the back, not necessarily he's always going to be a striker. And I think he's owning. He kind of got it. I know this sounds kind of cliche. Humble pie, man. He came into the league. He thought he was a big kahuna, big shark in the tank, and then he got a dose of reality. Boom, like. And the cool thing is that his teammates help him reach the surface again, and so now we're seeing this Muriel that is like zero ego Muriel. You know what I mean? He's gonna do whatever it takes to make team win. And I think that goes with the values that Oscar since has been installing in the team since he got to Orlando. So it's just making them like a well-oiled machine again. So game by game, I do want to say though, and I know if you agree with me, John, but I felt like we missed a lot of chances in the first half. I mean, you're talking about we had, I believe, 11 total shots in the in the first half, and 0 on target. So, and I think that's something that we truly need to improve. I don't know if you thought the same way especially in the first half.
I mean, yeah, we had 6 big chances, 20 total shots overall. Yeah, it was how many on target? 6 of them on target. So, but a lot of them like blocked or. So it's a mixed bag. Sometimes we just weren't taking our chances, like Angulo in the first half. I think it's part of the reason he got taken off because he was just missing his chances.
Yeah, like that one right here.
Yeah, that wasn't great. So I think that's an issue. But just Angulo has on and off games, right? And this was an off game, so they took him out. And Enrique as well. Like on another day, probably would have had a few, I think. But I was encouraged by the amount of chances that we created against a very good Philly defense, and I think that's the big takeaway for me, and also how we defended so well against a strong Philly attack. Like Gazdag was trying his hardest, and we didn't let him, do what he usually does and destroy us. So that was great to see, and I think there were just a lot of positives on both sides of the ball, Luis.
JC Beast 95, Cartagena fumbling at inches from goal was hard to watch. Completely agree. Now,
I forgot about that one.
I heard some fans, I read some fans online that they were saying, "Oh, now we're gonna bench Angulo. We gotta, we got Muriel, man. We're gonna bench." No, guys, I don't think
Muriel ain't gonna press like Angulo.
Not gonna happen.
Like that's
I
the
don't
big
think,
thing.
guys, that Angulo is being
yeah.
benched anytime soon.
I think it's the same thing with Enrique and Duncan, right? Like Duncan comes on as is awesome, but like we said before, but that doesn't mean that you drop Enrique. I don't. I think there's logic to the same way that we use Muriel off the bench is great, in the same way we use Duncan off the bench. Oscar's saving his key pieces for certain parts of the game when they're going to be more impactful.
Not only that, but like I don't know if you feel the same way, Paula, but he's like, Ramiro's come a huge way since he first started with Orlando. A long, long way. I don't know. What do you think about Ramiro, man?
I saw how, like, if you compare since he got here last season, I remember his first game that it was the CONCACAF against Tigres, and everybody was like, ah, who is this dude? Who is this player? I don't think he's gonna fit with Orlando. Look at him all over the place, blah blah blah. And then now you can see him that he could adapt, understand the league, and to be honest, I rather have a two players that I need to decide whoever's gonna start on the starting lineup problem than not having any backup. So either is Duncan or Ramiro starting? I don't mind it at all. I'm a fan of Enrique, to be honest. I The only problem that I have with Enrique, sometimes he's like he wants to, I don't know, he gets like how you may call it, that's a word. Anyways, he wants to shoot the ball. He doesn't think, and he just threw it out. And we saw it on last night in the Philly game. So I like him. Like, I like him. We have seen him improve, and hey, he has 6 goals already in the season. So
Yeah. Mr. Jordan said, "Where's Brecalo?" Well, Brecalo, he's injured. So, and also Dagerdan Thorhalson. And this goes against my next point that I was going to talk. That last 20-minute, 25-minute of Nathan Harriel went berserk. I mean, he went Broly mode. If you follow Dragon Ball Z, he just went Broly mode, man. He just literally like jumped on our back line. And if he would have been in a good shape, with which he has shown to be in a very good form, and to me, he should definitely play a national team like as a starter, better than other right backs that I've seen so far. I mean, if he would have scored 3 out of those jumps that he made on the back line and won the ball in front of Jansen and Schlegel, we would have been talking about a 3-2 loss, you know.
I mean,
And that is something that we definitely need to. I mean, I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer, but I know game by game. But I mean, not having, like Brent said, where's Brecalo? Like not having Brecalo, not having Dagger. That doesn't mean that the whole back line is gonna have a mental brain fart the last 20 minutes, because that in the playoffs. If we're talking about playoffs, that definitely makes a huge difference. I don't know if you feel the same way, John.
Yeah, for sure. I'll show you here on the momentum, Luis, if you switch over for a sec,
Sure.
onto this one, so you can see what you're talking about here,
Yeah.
in the football. Like like every game, we're going to go through periods of up and down. But here in this last kind of 20 minutes here,
Sure.
where Philly got that goal back, and then they had a little bit of resurgence, like we were saying this in every game where there's always that rough air part of the time of the game where we don't play so well. Obviously, we had a great first half and we got the 2 goals. And I don't think Oscar like went defensive. I don't think that would be fair to say that, but I think because he didn't really make defensive subs, he
Yeah.
brought like some guys on. I think it was more about tiredness and rotation for me, the subs in this one, than going defensive. But we just kind of take our foot off the gas a bit, and we allowed Philly back in it. And I think the Harriel situation with I think he's just really good on set pieces, and
He's really good.
he just has great movement in the box, and
Yeah,
he
but
was
we gotta
being
do
marked
better.
by Schlegel, and it was like a foot race, and he was like, "Yo, I'm bigger and stronger and faster than you, Schlegel." So that's what was happening, and I think they're going to do that to every team. They're just like we are being good with set pieces. That's something that Philly have been good at for a long time, and so we did a decent job. But yeah, they could have scored a couple at the end there. But that's going to happen. Set pieces, they
Yeah,
have those opportunities.
those are things that we need to get better, because actually you're talking about set pieces. I know that Profe, I forgot his name, OCB, former coach. He
Peterman. I
Yeah,
forgot his name.
Perlman. Yeah, yeah, Coach
Herman. Yeah,
Perlman.
there
Yeah,
you go.
Coach
Profe
Perlman.
Profe Perlman. I like
Yeah,
that.
Prophet Perlman. Yeah, he definitely practices all the set pieces, in the offense. But when it comes to the defense, I think missing those two players like Dagger and Brecalo, it's huge. Now, I don't think we could afford any brain farts. Now, according to, I believe it was either Mark Maho or Austin. I don't remember which one, but they said that Orlando was like probably, I think, top of the league in conceding of set pieces. So that's something that we truly need to like definitely work on. But again, Harrell had a huge game and a massive impact, and I mean it was expected in a way, kind of like you said, John. So, Paula, anything that you want to say about this win against the Philly?
I mean, I'm gonna say something, and John probably is gonna hate me because what I'm gonna say. For me, the defense yesterday, I didn't like it at all. Like there were like two times that Philly could have scored. Like if it was a different team like Columbus or
Yeah,
Cincy,
that's
they would
or
have,
LAFC.
or LAFC or LA Galaxy, we would have lost yesterday. So we got lucky. So I mean, yes, we have Smith, but Dagger needs to come back. You can see the impact that Dagger has done in the defensive line. And Schlegel, when he needs to, I don't know, pay attention and remind himself that he's playing. Like we saw Schlegel, crazy Schlegel last night because he has calmed down. Like he has been
Yeah,
compact, being more serious. But yesterday was crazy Schlegel.
yeah.
So that side of the defensive line, I was like, ah, come on. So they were shaking last night.
So,
They were
so, not,
shaking.
so not only that, added to that, what you said, I mean, some of the positives, not to always bring out stuff that we need to work on, but, Schlegel coming down is great this season, not making, I've seen also that Jensen's been struggling this year too. So that's something that we need to
He
take care of.
was he was like I could hear Galese scream at them, calma, calma,
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah.
Like and I was
And
like, oh my god, he's so mad because if I couldn't hear him in the second floor, he would have like screamed his
yeah,
lungs.
and not only that, like I saw also Cesar taking a leadership role, talking to the guys like before the game at halftime. Like, that's something that it's fantastic to see for all these young players to step up, now we're going to talk about to me, I guess the top leading scorer in history. We have, hold on, let me pull it up right now. Facu Torres. Facu Torres. Hold on, there you go. Right here. Where's Facu? I had it on. What's going on? Oh, right here, right here, right here. Right here. Let's watch this. This is kind of his story coming into the club.
Facundo is a player. He has an instinct of creativity.
See that he was a promising young guy with a lot of talent.
This is a guy with a lot of talent. He's already thinking attacking before he receives the ball.
I remember that.
Opportunity to go for that. Oh, it's Facundo Torres. Gets his first goal in MLS. Here's Torres. Torres scores! Here's Facundo Torres! There's a header from Torres! Murillo gets it back, leaves it for Torres! He's done it! Your new all-time leading goal scorer in Orlando City history, Facundo Torres!
If Bielsa's watching this, if Bielsa, si usted, profe, está viendo esto, chúpasele esa mandarina nada más, I'm just saying, if you're watching, take notes, man. Facundo Torres, what can I say? A phenomenal player, phenomenal player in his youth in Peñarol. Actually I was so surprised that the Lions were going for him when we first heard rumors that he was coming into the team. I actually didn't believe it because he was actually being scouted in Europe and also in top teams in Brazil. And I thought he was going to go to one of those routes either way, either Spain or in Brazil. And, here we go coming into Central Florida. And I was like, what? Facundo Torres? So what can I say? He's been a work in progress, but, I think I like this version of Facu Torres. I think this current version of Facu, it's, he's gonna start developing this leadership role into the club, and I think it's fantastic not only for him in the individual to be the 45 goals of all time, but obviously he etches himself in history of in the club's history. So it's great. Now he needs to take this momentum and continue and extend it, into hopefully getting some silverware at the end of the season. But John, what were your thoughts when Facu first came to Orlando, and what could you say about his current form?
I mean, let's build the statue, man. Like, come on. Like, that's what I'm
Nah,
saying.
come
Like,
on, nah,
yeah, for real. Like, what else?
Too
The
much,
guy has scored
man.
the all-time goal scorer.
Bro,
I'm just saying, if he never goes to Europe and he stays here the whole time, he could be. There's club legend, and then there's
sure, for sure. If he's
just kidding, But what I'm saying is, I don't actually want a statue of Facu, but it's in that level of like you gotta look at it and
right
say,
behind you, statue.
How impressive the guy has been. I mean, like we all look back and we go, oh wow, Kyle Larin, that was awesome, or like, oh wow, Daryl DK, like, but Facu has been here longer than they were with the club, and he's scored more goals and he's created more goals. He's been more of the linchpin of our team. Like, as I think at times we get frustrated by the fact that he's not consistent. Like, he takes a while. Like, it's always, warming up with the summer of Facu, and then he's hot, and then the rest of the season we get to enjoy him. But I mean, he scores wonderful goals. He's getting better all the time. We forget, like, he's what, like 23, 24? So if he's our all-time leading goal scorer at that age, if he stays here, he's just going to keep building on this. And if eventually he goes to Europe, he's going to be sent off as remembered as probably our greatest player in the MLS era. I think the man has really elevated himself with these last two seasons.
It's crazy. He's 24 years old, Paola, and he's just now getting started. What are your thoughts on this Facu mania, man?
Facu mania. El Cuervo. No, I think the MLS underrated him, and I think he's still underrated by the league.
Yeah, for sure.
Not by us, by the league. Like,
100%.
They wanted to compare him with Almada in Atlanta, and for me, Facu is a better player than Almada, to be honest. But I agree with John. Like, it takes some time for him, but then when he unleashed the beast, he's just Facu El Cuervo Torres, right? And I'm happy for him. He's still a youngster, a bright future for him. I don't want him to see him going overseas in Europe and being benched, not playing. But if it's for us to take him forever here in Orlando, I don't mind. As long that he still scores, he works his butt off in the field and try to win silverware for us. I'm all for it. So I'm happy for him too, because it was his first time getting out of Uruguay, detaching from his family, coming here to the United States for the first time. It's not easy, but he took it under his back, and he's our leader right now. So kudos for Facu.
Yeah, he's grown on a personal level here in Orlando. He's he's got his young daughter, his wife. He's grown as to be a young man here as well. So I mean, not only the club has grown, ownership and all of that, but now also the U.S. Open Cup for Orlando. The city has not only just grown soccer wise, but he's grown with the team. So I mean, Oscar, the front office, I think they're a huge part of his career. Let's read some comments here. It says Mark Rodriguez. It has been said repeatedly, but worth saying again, winning solves everything. Yes, 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 and yes. I mean, of course, winning solves everything, but also, that whole thing that happened in the beginning of the year, I mean, it's gonna be people that are gonna remember, man. And I think they're gonna say, "Hey, we'll pump me in." You know what I mean? And look at us now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that y'all have to take it. It's just part of the football jargon, and it's gonna be like that. But I do agree with you. I think winning solves everything. I think I'm happy that now there's no that pitting against each other. I think we're all united for one common goal as a fan base and as a club, which is getting some silverware. And it doesn't really matter what happened in the beginning of the season anymore. I think now they're definitely working towards something bigger, and I'm happy to see that. Honestly, this turnaround, it's been phenomenal, and I'm happy for that. Jeffrey O says it was good to see a crowd on Wednesday night. Love to see the fans take the Sunrail to the games. There you go.
Like the only
Hey.
option, only time you can take the Sunrail to a game. Right?
I like going
weekends.
to the game in Sunrail. I love it.
I gotta start doing this on a weekday.
Dude, it's the best thing that you could do. Just jump into the train and then walk to the stadium. I love it.
This almost sounds like some crazy, you're talking to me about home. That sounds like home back in England. That's how I would go watch the football in England.
Like me, if I have to, same here. If I have to go back home to a soccer game, I would not drive. I will definitely take public transport for sure.
What you were saying, Luis, about the season, I think I was looking a few days ago at the end of last season and the end of this season, and kind of comparing the results and it's very, very similar.
Very similar.
I think this year is like last year, just delayed by like 3 more weeks or like a month. So if we can go into the playoffs and we can play these last few games remaining hot and on top, then we have good shot as anybody in the MLS Cup. So
and we had a chance in that playoff game against Columbus, but the red card. It was the bad decision there.
I mean, let's not forget we just lost. Like, I think Columbus were probably a little bit shocked by when we came to their house and put 3 goals in there. Like, they probably have not seen that very often this year. So they were probably like, wait a minute, Orlando could be. I mean, I know they
we got their number. We got their number.
They've got our number, really, Louis.
Yeah, but we also got their number.
That's true.
Scoring 3 on them at their own house.
Yeah, we've had those slogs. So I think
at some point the coin could flip. You know what I mean?
And right now we'd be playing New York, and we know our history of New York City throughout
the
playoff games, and just in general the key points in our history.
Rodri still.
I mean, it's so I think there's potential to be a very exciting playoffs with some tight games that at that point it's anybody's shot. And if we're as hot as we are right now, then we've got a good chance. So we just gotta hope that we maintain this. But like you were saying, Paula, like I say, yeah, we had a good defensive performance. I mean, like playing Philly, like I still expect us to concede goals. I don't think this team is a shutout team. Like I think everybody we play in the playoffs will probably get a goal. Right. This ain't no Orlando Pride backline. There's no Emily Sabs here now.
Yeah, we're not the Pride.
So I think that's going to be a problem. But if we score 2 or 3 goals every game, unless it's Columbus when we got unlucky and they scored 4, right? If we can keep them to 1 or 2 and we score 3 or 4 a game like we have been, then that's positive. I'm not hopeful for shutouts going. I think we've shown that we're quite leaky against better teams. Like we can shut out against teams that can't score, but everybody can do that.
I think during the playoffs, the only thing that really matters is winning.
Of course.
Whatever means necessary. Even if it's from a butt fumble, if it's from a hand of God. Sorry, John.
If
Hand
you
of
got
God.
Facu and Duncan on form and Muriel on form, like if we got
Right.
all our ass and Ojeda and Enrique, and they're
So,
all contributing goals, hopefully it's enough.
like, no egos, 11 men on the pitch. And I think Orlando has this actually more than other teams. Like for example, Miami, you don't you don't see that. I mean, those guys are completely like,
I mean, that Miami team is Jordi, Busquets,
yeah.
Suarez, and Messi.
So
That's
and
it.
then same with Columbus, they have that it factor that there's no ego. So I mean, when their coach says, "Okay, Cucho, you're gonna come in the second half," he says, "Yes, sir. Let's do it." And I think we have that, and I think we just gotta remain, like Paula said, consistent on what's coming next, which is the playoffs. And why not? They're the dream to go to the MLS final. You know, it would be cool. Don't get me wrong, right, John? It would be cool. So,
I mean, who knows, man? I mean, that would be wild.
you can hear us, Paula? Oh, I think she's fixing.
She's having an issue. She'll be
Okay.
back in a minute, I'm
So
sure.
JCB says, I took my son to the game to the game last night, and he had a blast. He screamed those goals louder than me. LOL. There you go. That's fantastic. You wanna get out and come back in? Try to see if you want to do that. Carlos Guillen.
Muriel gonna take us there.
Yeah.
Look at this. I've got to say, I was inspired by his little speech at the end, in the press conference there.
Yeah.
I feel like he's quite genuine guy, and you feel like there's a hunger and a passion there. So maybe Muriel is going to be
Can you guys hear me?
a real difference maker. Yeah, we can hear you.
I can't hear you. This is so crazy. Hold on.
Take your headset out.
New life.
But
New setup here.
Yeah, yeah. I think.
Any other thoughts on that Philly game?
No, I mean, I think that to me, it's it. I think we need to continue that momentum, and it's going to be important now that we have FC Cincinnati. You know what I mean? And FC Cincinnati is going to be even tougher competition. They have a really good defense, a really good offense. So, let's go and dive into Cincy, John. I don't know if you want to go ahead and dive into Cincy.
Yeah, let's preview Cincy, and then we can talk. We kind of already talked about Facu and his record goal scoring, so it's great to talk about Cincy. This weekend, of course, this is like a 6-pointer a lot of the ways, Luis, because I don't think it's realistic for us to catch them, but they are right above us. They're kind of out of reach at the moment. So I think it's kind of more of like a, moral 6-pointer. Like, let's try and gain some points on them. We are
momentum.
Yeah, of course. But they, we're in 4th with 49 points. They're in 3rd with 56.
You want to share it?
Yeah, I'll share it right here so you guys can see. So we can see
go.
the table. I'll make it a little bigger. So obviously here we are. And it's a good chance that we could gain a little bit. But the most important thing here, not so much that we're going to try and get to 3rd, is more that we have to stay ahead.
Away. Yeah.
If we want to keep that home advantage for the opening round of the playoffs, which is really vital in my opinion. So New York City, obviously hot on our tails, the Red Bulls as well. Red Bulls have a fairly easy schedule. New York City, not so much. Charlotte, but they got to win out. Basically, they got to win all of their games in order to be able to catch us. But we could probably lose one of these next 3 and still maybe be okay and get in 4th. But if we win our next 3, obviously we're guaranteed to be in 4th as well. So,
well, I mean, we have 2 games left.
Sorry, 2 games. What am I talking about? Yes, 2 games left. So I think there's a good chance that we can maintain our position. We just have to go away and do a job at Cincy, and then we have to come home and see out against Atlanta. I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful.
Would you
But
say, Paola, that the fans deserve these next two games for Orlando to win them both? I think so.
Hey, 6 points. I
Yeah,
will take them.
I'll take
We
them 100.
deserve to see the boys at home in the playoff. That's what I'm gonna say. So they better go be with the hunger in Cincinnati because it's not gonna be an easy game. That's for sure. The crowd will be busting their asses. Sorry for my French, but it's not gonna be an easy game on Saturday. But it's not impossible. We have seen them thrive, and I'm expecting a win from or a tie. It could be a tie or a win, but either way, we win points. If it's a win, 3 points, that will be awesome. If it's a tie, it's okay. But I don't want them to lose either the 2 game left that we have in the season.
Yeah, I mean, we have 47 points. You know, if we win the next two, 53. Now, last year we got 63 points, 10 points more. We were second in the league, right? But like John was saying, you know, those terrible results extended 1 week more than we should have had, you know, for that to happen, you know, unfortunately.
I
But
feel like last year we kind of fell, like
yeah,
the form fell off before the playoffs even.
yeah.
Like it kind of we dropped at the end of the season there. Um the other teams around us, like New York, are playing Nashville and then Montreal in their last. There's New York City playing Nashville and Montreal in their last 2 games. Montreal actually scrapping that they're in the playoffs, like fight. Nashville also maybe, but probably not. New York Red Bulls are playing Atlanta and Columbus, so I don't think the Red Bulls are going to get anything against Columbus. And Atlanta, who knows with them. And then Charlotte is the other team that are kind of in reach of us, but not really. They play Montreal and DC. So
Urso
Charlotte
Urso just
potentially,
scored.
have easy. Oh, Orso scored. There you go.
Yeah, he did the bear celebration.
But yeah, we obviously, Cincy haven't been as good recently, man. And they've been missing some of their defensive pieces. They lost last game to New York City FC.
Wow.
Somehow New York, New York couldn't do us a favor. Sorry, Cincy couldn't do us a favor and stay in this game and lost to New York, and then that would have kept New York City away from us. But yes, they lost 3-2 in the
Wow.
baseball stadium or wherever they were at this time. Who knows? Before that, they lost to LAFC. You know,
Yep.
what are you gonna do? And they drew to Nashville before that, so they haven't won in 3. So it's they're
Fairly
not.
inconsistent.
Yeah, they obviously have very good period throughout the beginning of the season. I believe they're very strong, and they have win and loss periods. They're not like, but they've got enough obviously to get them up where they are above us in the table. But right now they don't seem to be on a particularly hot streak. So I'm hopeful that means that maybe we can go there like we have done many away places and steal a draw and maybe even a win.
No, 110%. You know, I think that it's gonna be a massive game for our Lions. Like you said, I feel like we should put these two games coming up as finals, as also preparation, not only momentum, but what it means to reach the playoffs. Paula, you want to add anything to the Cincinnati preview?
I mean, I'm hopeful. Like John said, they haven't been steady. Like they haven't been consistent in the last 5 games. So we have that advantage. Even though that we lost against Columbus, we were like right there to win it. So I have faith that we're gonna go and win in Cincy. I think they go away and they grow themselves. Like I don't know how to call it in English, but se crecen, right, Luis? So
Oh, okay.
I have
So
faith.
they're a
I
little
have
cocky.
Yeah, they go cocky. They go confident, not cocky. Like let's say confident.
Overconfident. Overconfident.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like confident, but still humble and grounded themselves that they need to win and take it game by day.
Yep. Let's read the lineup, and then after that we'll go with predictions. We're gonna put Anna Morehouse. I'm sorry, Pedro Galete.
Wrong day.
No, I
Sorry
was
about-
gonna say Otero.
I'm just thinking about Pride all week, lifting the shield, man. I can't, you know.
Just joking.
What a game, by the way, last Saturday.
Yeah,
by the
yeah.
way.
It was massive.
Paula, all right, Paula, we're gonna make you promise this live on TV. If you're coming on Sunday, you better be. I'm gonna come for you. You're
This
coming on
Sunday?
Yes, to watch the Pride. You have to. But
I have
anyway,
to. Okay.
on Tuesday next week, you're gonna come on the Pride Pod and talk to us about Orlando Pride.
If I go on Sunday, I will talk on Tuesday.
Yeah, if we
There you
lift
go.
the shield, you need to be special guests for an
Man.
Oh, that would be awesome. Wait, but
just
that's
saying.
that's this
Yes,
Sunday. If we
yeah.
win,
Sunday
they will.
we lift the
I need to
shield.
go then. I
And
need
you
to get
gotta look-
tickets.
They've,
Okay.
they've like posted a picture of the shiny new shield. There's so much hype right now. I'm sorry, we're Pride sidetracked, but there's so much hype. I can't.
This is a
Okay.
sidebar. Sorry, Luis.
I can't contain myself.
No, it's fine. It's fine. So there is a couple of when it comes to the lineup, do you feel Dagger is gonna be back?
I don't think so, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think we may see Kyle Smith again.
Yo, we did not talk about the return of Mikey Holiday.
Yeah.
We can talk about it right now.
Yeah, I mean we should because the guy got his first minute since like May. So
I think
it's
he's a
awesome to
phenomenal
see.
player, but I think against Cincinnati we're gonna need more defense.
No, I think Kyle Smith starts. I just think it's encouraging that
Yeah.
we're seeing him get some minutes. Now, is it kind of forced because Dagger is injured?
I think so. I
Probably, yeah.
think it's forced.
But
No,
But it's the time
maybe
keeps going.
Alex Freeman on the bench for one of these.
Look, what
last
I
few
would
games
love to
would be nice,
see-
too.
that's exactly what you just said. I would love to see Freeman. I mean, I understand Mikey and what he means for Orlando and all of that, and and he's a phenomenal player, but I mean, he hasn't really gotten a lot of minutes. I would like to put a player that's hot right now, and I think
I was gonna say that, Luis. Like
one of the hottest players right now in Orlando City,
B.
B or A or whatever, is Alex Freeman, dude. And you gotta put the kid when it's on fire.
I agree.
Give him that confidence, give him that boost of confidence right there. But I do feel, just like John says, I think Oscar is gonna go for Smith and Santos again. Now, we have a kind of Duncan McGuire won't be part of this game
Dun dun dun.
because of yellow card accumulation, guys.
Ay,
So
ay, ay.
Duncan McGuire?
Duncan McGuire won't be part of this game.
What is man doing to get so many yellow cards?
So,
Well, he was like fighting last night with the ref. So he
So are we gonna see? Are we gonna?
I wouldn't even think about that for Duncan.
Are we gonna? Are we gonna unleash the jackhammer?
I do not think so.
I don't
Jack
think
attack?
no.
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 Why? Why you guys sound so like? Oh, no.
I think
He
we're
even playing
gonna.
no CB?
I think this just means more time for Enrique and El Toro. That's what this means.
Oh, Muriel
Toro.
playing striker? I don't know,
Not
man.
starter. No. I'm just
Hey,
saying,
but
like,
Ojeda can play striker,
True.
and then
that.
and Muriel can go in his position.
or Enrique just plays 90 for once. Like,
Yeah.
it's possible. Like, like he could do it.
I actually see Oscar doing that.
I could totally see that happening. Being like, I don't
Oscar,
like
if you're
anybody else
listening to
apart from
us.
Enrique. It's striker.
Put Ojeda and Muriel there. We saw it last night. We saw Ojeda, Muriel, Enrique, and Duncan at some point. And I was like, oh my God. No, not Muriel
Yeah.
and Duncan. No, sorry, not Ojeda and Duncan. Ojeda went out and then Duncan was there. But the point is, Muriel was there, Ojeda was there, Enrique was there, and Duncan. I was like, oh my god, we have been asking for this not the entire season, but half of the season we have been asking to see this happening. So I like that combination, but not for this Saturday, unfortunately.
I totally had the same thought on Wednesday, and I was like, "Whoa, hold on, are we playing like all three of our DPs in attacking mid right now? Like, this is we're flexing. Look at this. We got all of them out there, and Duncan out there at the same time. It was a lot of firepower.
Yeah, it was a curveball because when I saw Muriel coming in and warming up, I'm like, oh, Heda's gonna get out probably. And then I saw Angulo get out. I'm like, oh, this is actually happening.
Yeah.
The 3DPs in the field.
So a couple of things to kind of give you guys some insight about the injuries of Orlando City. Oh, okay. I just got a text from. I did my dog. I'm gonna venture into a different conversation. I said there's a 23andMe for dogs, and I did one for my dog, for Ace, and apparently, and I just got the results. I'm gonna check them out after the show, but he's probably some crazy stuff. Hopefully not, but we'll see. Apparently, there's personality traits and stuff. We'll see. But what I was gonna say about the injuries was Dagerdan and Brecalo are actually training, but they're doing training. So they're not doing the whole. They're not training with the squad. They're training on their own. So they're doing like a different type of kind of recovery training in a way. They're trying to. So I feel like their return may be sooner than later, because if they're training, if they're with the squad, but they're not active in the the play with them, it's because they're just trying to they're healing up a little bit. So we may be seeing the return fairly soon. So I don't know if it's going to be this next upcoming game. Obviously, I'm basing this assessment based on the last player availability report for October 1st, the latest one, which has David Brecalo with a thigh injury. Obviously, Mason Staduhar, we already know, and Dagerdan Thorhalsen, a lower leg. So, yep, that's just kind of wanted to bring that out real quick. So yeah, I mean, I feel this is going to be the I don't see Oscar rotating or anything like that. I feel this is going to be our squad.
I think he brought off guys on Wednesday, so they're pretty rested. Like a lot of them only played like
No,
like Angulo only played 45 minutes, so he definitely can play a full night.
Now, is there a striker maybe from OCB? I think maybe Justin Ellis.
I would bring Shaq Mo on the bench for this one. I would bring Alex Freeman on the bench. I would bring Yutaro. Like,
I think Yutaro definitely.
All these guys need to be on the bench, man.
Yeah, I think Yutaro will be
and get off the bench more often too. That would be nice. But we got some injuries right now, so we have some gaps in the
Yeah,
like Brecalo's not on that bench. Dagger's not on that bench.
Yeah.
There's space here. Let's bring a few more guys, and let's, it might not be this game because they're not there, but if we feel like some point like we're comfortable in fourth and it's like the last game of the season, like, can we give these guys some more time, some more minutes? I would really like to be able to use them in the playoffs, and especially like Yutaro, Alex Freeman, those two particularly just have not seen enough minutes before the playoffs for them to be usable, in my opinion.
For sure. Tolan Coca says, thank you so much for your comments, sir. Top teams in the East are 2 from Florida, Ohio, and New York. There you go. Yeah, you're completely right. Carlos Guille says, does Cincy have a reason to win? Would they rest players? I don't know. I think they're already clinched. I think they're comfortably going to the playoffs.
That's a good question.
That's a great question, but I feel like Cincy's going to play at their full potential. I mean, they want to. I don't see them backing down. I don't see them putting a B team. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys feel that maybe that'll be happening with Cincinnati? I don't think so.
No, I don't think so neither. Maybe one or two, but I think the last game of the before the break is on Saturday or Sunday, right? And then the international break comes in for everyone. So I think they're gonna play full potential.
Honestly, it's like, what are they doing with the schedule? Like, have you
It's
looked at that?
crazy.
It's like we're playing 3 games in a week,
Yeah, it's
and
ridiculous,
and
man.
then we're gonna have 2 weeks off before one game before the playoffs. So if you're a
Yeah.
team that's like not making playoffs, you're like, okay, my season's done. Like, no, you gotta wait till the end of this international break. Go play one game that means nothing to you, and then you're done. I just think that scheduling it's horrible, man. It's horrible
No,
by MLS, but we know that.
no, I completely agree with you. I mean, the whole point, if we want the sport to grow, we gotta adapt to FIFA's schedule, and this
I
whole
think NWSL schedule is on our same like
yeah,
seasonal timeline and just much better. And even they
yeah,
have a summer tournament and stuff. Like it's interesting. Like the women's USL league that just started, Luis, they're completely on the opposites. They're on the European style schedule that they start for in like August to May. So there's arguments to say it could be done.
yeah. I mean, it definitely could be done, and honestly, that's something that the MLS needs to do better. We'll discuss that in a little bit because we have to talk about you know, uh, World Cup, Club World Cup, right? Carlos Guia says, "What if Luis and his dog are related?" Probably, probably. Dogs apparently look like their owners, so it's a possibility. It's a possibility. Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, predictions. I'm gonna say real quick. You, Paula. Let's start with you. Ladies first.
I hate this part of the podcast, unfortunately, but I will say 3-2.
3-2 Orlando.
Yeah.
Man, shoot.
I mean, we have proof
Yeah.
that we can score more than 2 goals. Last night, we could have scored. It would have scored. The score would have been like 5-1. So 3-2.
What about you, John?
Yeah. I mean, I'm with Paula. I think
You guys 3-2 as well? Don't tell me.
I think we're scoring multiple goals a game right now, and I think Cincy are. I was looking at their injury list; it's quite long. They're out like quite a few guys in the back line. They've been losing to other teams that we're, I think, better than. So, yeah, I would say I think it's probably going to be another 2-1. I think we're going to get a 2-1 away. I think another late Duncan goal to win it, I think is like the a la mode right now. It's how
Duncan will be there.
Sorry, not Duncan then.
On FC25 we could.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I even think Duncan's still there. I'm still shocked. That the man is out from yellow cards, Luis. This is
just don't say Banda. There's a different
no. Yeah. No, I feel like a late one. Muriel coming on again probably will then open up the game, and I could see it being like a similar situation to the Philly match, like tight, but then we'll bring on our attacking subs, and it'll kind of be a bit too much for Cincy because they have some pieces, but I think are just like the way we've been using our attack recently, starting out and then bringing on Muriel and other guys. It's been too much for a lot of defenses, and they don't know how to deal with it yet. And so I think that's going to be enough to get us a 2-1 win.
First 13 minutes of the game, Cincy goes all out, starts pressing our players. Defensive prowess by the Lions. Withstand. Still playing defense. Minute 85. Some changes come in. Muriel comes in. Sukana comes in. And of a corner kick. with his knee. Kyle Smith scores the winner, 85th minute. Park the
I'll take
bus.
Ojeda.
Park the
What?
bus and
No,
let's
no,
get some
no.
Skyline chili.
I got a better. What about Heine Bruseth comes on
Dog,
debut
come
and gets the
on.
winner in like the 90th minute? Yo,
Bendito,
You
Jaime.
imagine.
Come
You imagine
on.
that's his debut?
Seeds.
Man.
There's just limbs everywhere. Like
You know what I thought? I thought that his debut was gonna be last night for some reason. I
Yeah.
don't know.
What's happening with Heine?
I don't
It's
know.
just classic
Bendito.
Oscar.
Heine.
I mean, if it's working for Oscar,
Bring him
what
slow.
he's doing right now, he's not
Bring
gonna put
him in
Heine
slow.
in.
I mean, look at Breckler. Like I know he's been in and out with injuries, but it still took him a while. Like Oscar is not known for throwing the new guys in and giving them a lot of minutes quickly.
Yeah.
We haven't seen that.
I feel
Maybe
like
on
we're gonna.
Saturday for the
I
last
feel-
5 minutes. Maybe.
It would be nice. I would just want to see what the guy can do.
Yeah, me
Just
too.
give him
Me
like
too.
like if we're
too.
winning, how you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he
It's
hasn't
either
taken
Felipe.
off
It's either
Cesar.
Felipe or Heine. I'm Team
Oh,
Heine.
But like if we're winning and you want to close down the game, you can leave Cesar and Wilder on and put Heiner on as like a slightly more advanced center mid, whatever. Just give him it like and not be insecure. I think Oscar's thing is like, can I trust him like he had to do with Kuchevsky? Can I trust him to be a guy there? But
Bro,
I
his
don't
name
know.
is Heine.
I would love to see some Bruseth, man. I want to know what
Yeah.
the headband can do.
That's your next jersey.
I got to see the
feel
headband
it.
in action. Yeah, this is.
I feel it.
We gotta see it.
he needs to gain weight a little bit. He's too skinny.
Well, that could be. I mean, it could be a little bit of a hey, you're gonna get knocked off the ball really easily situation,
Probably.
and that
He needs to
that is
change the
something
name
that
on his jersey.
can't happen in
To put
certain
Heine
leagues.
in there.
Yeah, like you see that a lot in the championship in England. Players will come from like happens a lot for Stoke. They'll come from another team somewhere else, and they're just too weak to hang in the championship, and that can happen in MLS too. I don't know if that's the case with Heine. Who knows? But maybe it's just taking him a little while to settle in. Remember, he moved country, big culture shock. He's got to settle down. You know,
He's
got
20 years old. He's a baby.
I think this is something that we forget a lot of the time. Is like it's easy to say like, hey, why are they not playing, or why are they not good, or why are they whatever. But they are humans, and it takes a little while.
Yeah,
to get that in. And like Muriel probably went through that and then he wasn't performing well in the field as well. So like if you're not playing well and you're in a new life situation and all that changes, these things can add up. So I don't know what's up with Heine, but we gotta just be patient.
Heine was born in 2004, man.
He's a baby.
When they got the Motorola Razor.
I don't even want to think about what things
You imagine?
Remember
that? The Motorola Razor?
Oh my gosh.
2004 when Nelly used to be cool.
Yo.
I used to have the pink one.
I love Nelly. Nelly's just so cool. I had the silver razor.
And you had the silver, I had the pink.
Talking about how old we are.
Yeah. I had a blue razor.
You had a blue razor.
Yeah. And then you know what happened? I lost my phone. And it's funny. I lost my phone, right? And this is a story as an anecdote. And my mom was up for a upgrade. So my mom went. My mom had a pink razor.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my phone. I was without a phone for almost half a year. And my mom was up for it. It's like, hey, we went to the store. I remember as an AT&T store back in the day. We go and my mom gets this cool like BlackBerry type of phone, and then she's like, "Oh, okay. Well, now because you lost your phone,
you're gonna get the pink razor.
You got the pink razor." And I carried with a lot of pride a pink razor for over 7 months until I was able to afford my own phone. Yep. So when that will go out, I'll take my pink razor.
Oh man, still you can play Snake on whatever. I don't know what color it is.
Hey,
you can still play Snake on it. Who cares?
That was the best game in a phone.
Sidekick, the best back in the day phone. Yeah, that's right. I agree.
Damn, the sidekick. Oh my god.
Sidekick. Some insane. That's so when that came out, guys, Heine was a little baby. Was a little baby in Norway.
Perspective,
In the cold.
Magic. Yep.
perspective.
Yep. So now we're gonna be talking about another baby.
Yeah,
This-
a team of babies. Well, no, team of young men. That's what they are.
Young
Louise. Look at
men.
this. Look at Alex Freeman. He's a
Look at
young.
Alex Freeman, man. He's ready,
He's
man.
a big man. He's a man. Look
We
at
have
him.
seen him. Look at him. He turned into a man. We have
Man,
seen him
In
since
front of our eyes.
it can happen.
teenager, and look at him now.
But they are on a streak. MLS Next Pro, of course. We talked about them before. But Alex Freeman wins Player of the Month for OCB. 4 goals, 3 assists in September. Defensively helped Orlando to 2 straight shutouts. So, congratulations, Alex Freeman.
Congratulations, Alex Freeman.
Excellent work. And then
We need to see you in the
there's
first.
more.
Team.
Ignore this guy. We don't care about him
Who's
or
that?
him. Ignore them. All right, here we
There you
are.
go.
Team of the Month.
What?
Of course. Woo!
Carlos
OCB.
Mercado, Thomas Williams,
4-match winning streak, clinch playoff spot in the
Fabian
Eastern
Loyola.
Conference. Here's the young men themselves celebrating. We talked about how great they're doing at the moment, how well they're seeing out. Another stupid schedule thing, Luis. Like they've got ages before their last game of this season as well, so they're waiting to play one more, I believe, against Atlanta. I'd double check that.
Sorry, that's dumb.
Yeah, there's a lot of dumb things going on with scheduling.
Hey, but the LPO touch, man. Fabian Loyola was here at LPO. Look at him.
like some years ago.
It's not stopping scoring now. He's
Yes,
scoring
they have
now.
one more game left. Sorry, it's against Cincy 2. So they play Cincy 2,
Wow.
but they don't play them till the 6th. So they play them on Sunday. They play Cincy 2 on Sunday. Having not played, they've been not played since the 23rd. So they've been off for a few weeks now. So that'll be their last game of the season. They are, of course, in 3rd place. Cincy 2 are in 2nd place, but even if they win, they won't get enough points to gain on them. So just trying to maintain that 3rd place and stay above New York City FC 2, which is extremely ironic because we are doing the same thing at the men's team as well. So a great season for OCB, right, Luis?
Phenomenal season for OCB. We need to see some of these kids in the first team. I'm curious to see what can Fabian Loyola do. Come in and replace Martin Ojeda. One of those games.
Shaq Moore's got 11 goals this season.
Shaq Moore, look.
I mean, that's.
Well, Shaq Mohammed, you mean, not Shaq Moore.
Sorry, I say Shaq Moore. I always call him Shaq Mo, and then I accidentally said Shaq
Did he get
Moore.
transferred?
Shaq Mo. That's what I like to call it. There's a little nickname.
Yeah.
Shaq
Mohammed. So yeah,
Alex Freeman's got
Mohammed.
7. Sakata's got 7.
Yeah, Sukata needs to be, alternating the first team. I mean, we gotta. It's kind of what you said, John. We have to trust these kids. I mean, these kids are getting ready. I mean, how are you not gonna know if they're gonna become like stars if you don't put them when sometimes there's heat? Whenever in official games. I mean, not to say that I mean, you don't want to go and have a whole OCB team and then just have them be OCB players. I mean, that's unfair. That's why even some players have left Orlando CDB because they weren't being utilized. Moises Tablante, for example, is one of them, playing in Cincinnati now, Cincy 2. We got Campagnolo, Zachary Campagnolo as well. He's now in Colorado Rapids too. So we got to put these kids. We got to give them a chance. It's better to have more depth than no depth. Like you said, I don't know if it was you or Paul that said, this game is now 120 minutes. So I mean, you got to be physically fit, physically ready, and we don't want to be getting aged out players, just coming off the bench and not being fit, So I think it'll be great to have them on, for sure. I'm happy that they're having such great momentum. Paula, what are your thoughts?
I mean, the future is purple. This is what we want to see growing out of the academy, and then see them, and hopefully we can see them play with the first team. But this is what Luis Musi, Ricardo Moreira, Oscar Pareja, they were brewing all these years, and now they're getting the results that they want. This is not a night and day situation. This is years of planification, developing young people, getting the right coaches, and there you go. This is where they want to be. And hopefully they can win the tournament, right? This is just the cherry on the top, that they are, the team of the month. We're getting awards, we're getting recognition, and hopefully they can close out the season the right way. So the future is purple.
Now let me dream, John. You imagine all three teams winning their respective leagues.
If that happens, we
Bro,
can.
if that
sounds
happens,
greedy, man. That's greedy. What do you want?
and if that
What do you
happens,
want? So much? You want the world?
the world is
I'll
mine.
take, I
Like
think there's
Scarface, the world is mine.
I just think it's great to see like that we're all three teams are doing well at once, right? It's like other years would be like, oh, look at Orlando City, or look at, like, there was a few years where OCB were okay, and that was like the only decent thing that was happening. So, it's great to see that all three teams are doing well. One game at a time. Let's see. I think Orlando City is hey, it's a cup competition, like we said, when it gets to the playoffs. So anything can happen. But
If Orlando makes it to
would
the
I
final,
put a lot of money on it? No, I'll say that. So it's I'm hopeful, but we'll see.
what about you, Paula?
It will be awesome. And if that happens, I'm gonna buy confetti poppers for everyone here, and we can do it all at the same time.
I'll piss everyone off. I'll come wearing a Puppy Forever shirt.
I mean, and we are making history too right now, because we're the only club organization that three teams are in the playoff already.
Yeah,
it's weird because they're not like connected. Like it's not like it's like in Europe, like you'd have Man City and the Man City women's team and the Man City youth team, and this happened to all of them, it's all in the same.
It's all Man City.
It's like technically people don't realize, but like they're completely different companies. Like the one is an NWSL franchise, one is a MLS franchise. The MLS, Orlando City OCB obviously is all in the MLS Next Pro network, but the women's team is that's
completely different.
It's not Orlando City women's team. It's a completely different team. So, that's something.
Garber. Don't be getting into the women's game.
I saw some people were like, they need to buy NWSL. I was like, please no. I was like,
no,
get MLS away.
No.
Like, please no. Like,
stay
NWSL
away.
makes some interesting choices at times too.
Please,
but they are far better than
Garber.
MLS.
Do not
far better.
that,
so please
buy. You could buy USL. He could buy USL.
I think they don't want it. I think that ship is over too, buddy. So
that's it. So
MLS is they they didn't play nice. They didn't play nice, and now nobody wants to play with them, Luis. Nobody. They're just giving trophies to Messi anyway.
I agree with you. Yeah, and that ties into what we're about to talk about right now, John. You want to present the next topic?
Yeah. So this one is a really interesting. There was an article done. It was really like a whole
unbelievable.
It's basically like a poll that they did around all of these fans. Is really interesting. It's by this guy called Elliot McKinley. So shout out to him. He did rivalries and who the fans of MLS teams think their actual rivals are the most. Here's a very interesting graphic. I'll kind of
you want to make it bigger a little bit?
Yeah, here we go. So you can see here, does it go even bigger? Let's see. It does. Well, like we're here, right? So us and Miami right next to each other.
For sure.
We're also linked with Atlanta.
For sure.
Yeah. So we're kind of down here in our little southeastern. There's also other interesting ones, like the San Diego got put in here. and LA are already LAFC have
What
beef.
the
Like they haven't
hell?
even played. Yeah, like
And
it's California
and
straight up beef. The this one's interesting to me. It's like both Vancouver and Portland fans just dislike Seattle the most. Like that
yeah,
totally makes sense.
it's true.
Like the New York, there's interesting things go over here with New York and Philly, and like no one cares about the Revs like at all. I think, like honestly, it's
The Revs
kind of
are like,
funny. Yeah, like
please, we win a rivalry.
the Texas trio, the whole Midwest situation, like the hell is real situation over like Chicago's, like Ohio's situation over here. Yeah, we're in this southern. I
Yeah.
don't know what you would call this. It kind of looks like the state of Florida,
I was
actually.
gonna say that. You read my mind.
Yeah,
Out.
and this is obviously just like a fun graphic, but it goes into the more detail. I'll find us really quickly.
Right here, right there,
Did I miss us?
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
you were like right there.
right there.
Ah,
Right there, right
there
there,
you
right
go.
there.
Up. Orlando City. So 136. I missed this. We're bad. We should have caught this, Luis. So we could have voted. But 136 votes apparently. Do you want to know how many Miami fans have?
How many?
36.
I mean, huh?
36.
Yeah. All those thousands of Miami fans on
Great.
the internet.
That's
Inter Miami CF was 79% of the votes. So is that right? No, 79.
yeah,
Yeah, 58%.
makes sense.
Atlanta United 41, 30%, and New York was 5%. So
That rivalry has died down tremendously.
the New York City one makes sense, but I think probably I don't know. Who's yours, Paula? If you had to pick one out of all of them, who's the number one rival for Orlando City?
I mean, OG Atlanta for me. That will be my number one, and then Miami.
I mean, you won OG.
Oh, that will be the Rowdies, probably, right? The Rowdies.
Puto rowdy.
Well, yeah. I mean, I thought like Emily, route, but they're just not.
Yeah, but like I still remember the day that I was driving to work in the I-4 and I saw the Atlanta United billboard next to the downtown, and I'm like, "What the
Oh,
heck
yeah,
is
that
going on?" So yeah,
They
for me it's
cemented
Atlanta.
hatred with that billboard. They did.
So
Yeah,
for
I
me
mean-
it's Atlanta.
Well, yeah. I mean, for me, a big rivalry, the biggest rivalry right now Orlando has for sure because of the geographical location. It's definitely Inter Miami. I think it's Inter Miami for sure. And
Well, here's Inter Miami with their 34 votes. 28 of them voted that we are their rival, biggest
who
rival.
voted for Nashville?
And three of them voted for Nashville. They're like, I think probably because the Leagues Cup thing.
Why?
Probably.
Because there was all that beef about how they won.
Nashville.
Like they that was skeptical in the final of the Leagues Cup. Just like anytime they play Miami and there's these questionable calls, Luis. I want to find the Atlanta one as well because I also thought that was interesting. I think they're down here. But yeah, I think for me, I really dislike New York City FC mainly because they joined us league at the same time of us.
Yeah, I mean, you
And
you
just
have
their
beef.
fans and the way they
Yeah.
rip the seats out of the stadium and all that stuff.
Yeah, and they don't have a stadium still. For a
Yeah,
while.
but I think my OG dislike is well obviously Rowdies, but then
yeah, right.
then it's probably New York City over Atlanta. Like I really don't like Atlanta either, but I dislike New York even more, mainly because they got away with not having a stadium and playing in a baseball
Yeah, that's
club.
true.
And I think a lot of my beef with other clubs comes because they don't play by the rules, and that's where I get really pissed off because I'm like, what are we doing here with this parity thing? If everybody's so then obviously now it's Miami because they get a lot of whole deals and all this other stuff that we don't get. So
55% see us as their biggest rival.
yeah, I think a lot of people probably think we're petty, Luis, but I don't care. I don't care if you think I'm petty. I don't like the fact that they have Messi on a deal that no one else has. I think that's unfair. So Atlanta really dislike us. So that's great. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's great. I mean, I still feel like the Atlanta Orlando game is a derby, whether it is a huge rivalry. So, I mean, ending your season with Atlanta, it's not going to be a walk in the park. Let me tell you.
I love this statement. While Orlando has moved on, Atlanta still sees Orlando as their biggest rival.
Yeah,
It's like we're like, yeah, you're just like some
it's
old
like
side chick. We're not interested in anymore. Thank
yeah,
you.
it's like the Peru Chile rivalry. Like typically, Peru sees Chile as a like, huge rival, but Chile doesn't even. He's like, bro, we don't
Care.
care. We actually rival with Argentina, so we don't care, man. You know, so yeah, but I still feel a huge tension between Orlando and Miami for sure. I think now because of Messi, the whole thing, and how the league is just honestly the league is shafting teams that truly contribute to the growth of the sport in this country. To me, it's insane for the sake of freaking Messi. And to
I
me,
mean,
and I know Paula is not gonna like what I'm about to say, but and I told him in my other pod, to me, Messi died when he left Barcelona.
No, I agree 100%. I agree
Messi died
100%.
because look, you have to understand. Yeah, there's no four champions for Barca without Messi, but also there wouldn't be no Messi without who paid for the growth hormone, which is FC Barcelona. So it's one and the other. And so the whole way that this was handled, a lot of people see it as unfair, but I personally believe that it was, to me, that day was just like, you go PSG, dude. I mean, I like Paris, and I respect Paris and all that stuff in the French league and all of that, but you go for cash, bro, to Paris, dude. It's, and then your team like goes and looks disgusting on the Champions League, and then you're there in Paris, not even playing. So that to me kind of was like, to me it was just like kind of like Mr. Wonderful. You're that to me at that point. And then when Inter did the move, I'm like, golly, here we go. Yeah. So
speaking of that, Louise, I was laughing because on Monday, obviously, we talked about
Club World Cup.
what's going to happen with that.
And we
One more spot
We
reserved
called it.
for a club of the host nation.
Yep.
And then this morning,
Donnie
I
G.
I did like a oh no, of course.
Oh, nobody knew. Woohoo.
Oh, I just love that they like waited. They're like, oh, now they got the shield. By the way, they're also going to be in the World Cup. And like, I understand. Like, look, they're probably a very good candidate to be on it based on how they've done. But it's just funny because everybody else in there is qualified for winning a Champions League, and they have not won a Champions League. So you could have just gone back another year and been like, okay, who won the previous one? That's what they did. Like, that's why there's the Mexican teams and the Sounders are there. But no, they have to find a way to include Messi for the ticket sales.
It's, to me, it's despicable. And I'm gonna say, I know people are gonna be like hating on me. I don't care. Because you don't show what the league has actually grown to be. I mean, they're gonna get murdered by Bayern, by Real, by Manchester City. They're gonna get murdered. They're gonna get clobbered by River Plate. I mean, these are players that are fit, they're young, they're hungry. This team is built with, freaking Barbies, like straight up players that are not they're not in Europe for a reason. Yes, for the MLS, great, but they're not in Europe for a reason. So if MLS is going to go and be ready to get embarrassed for the sake of hey, here we got Messi, we're at Hard Rock Stadium, so be it. But they're gonna get clobbered, they're gonna get murdered. Like, I feel like they're gonna get murdered. I would have rather seen, for example, Columbus, Farsi. You have the other kid right there that comes from their youth academy, like from the draft and stuff. Like, come and imagine them shining in a Club World Cup and them getting picked up in Europe. You know what I mean? Like that it's contributing to the growth of the sport in the country, in my opinion. Somebody picking up Schulte or something. Like that to me makes more sense. Or LA Galaxy, 5-time winner of the MLS Cup, the most prestigious club in the league, whether you wanted to talk about it or not. They're the most prestigious club in the league. They have 5 stars. Yes, in 19 so and so, but I mean, that to me is kind of like River. Why River and Boca got invited? Yeah, they got invited because of what they won in CONMEBOL. So I mean, it's the same, the same way. I just, it's a done deal. I think it's pointless for us to bicker about it. But I don't feel it contributes. I think it's just for the eyes on, you know, on the MLS. I don't know. What do you think, Paula? You muted.
100% agree. Like they were just waiting for them to get the shield and have a, like how to justify that how they got there. But yeah, it's just messy, the messy effect for them to go there. So it's just money too.
So let's read some comments real quick. JCB's95, John with the voice of reason, LOL. Stream Jesus. Alianza Lima is more than los babosos de la U. There you go. I agree. 110% Stream Jesus. Stream Jesus, we outgrew Atlanta. They are little boys to us, little puppies. Us big lions. Efrain Alvira. Revenge on October 19th. We will beat Atlanta. I completely agree, Efrain. 110%. Kill, kill, kill. At least our number 10 doesn't have a bunch of pictures with Diddy. Cough, cough. Fun fact, Diddy had a suite at the Miami Stadium. It even had his name and everything. The club silently swept it under the rug, and now it doesn't belong to Jesus. The biggest player Miami has is no, come on, man. I hate flamingos. There you go. Thank you. Kill, kill, kill. Man, that's another subject right there. We should not be talking about that. What? What?
We have gone veered off today, man.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, but
That's okay.
honestly, it's been a great episode. I think we're gonna be onward to Cincy, to hopefully get a W and end this regular season on a high note and transfer that momentum to the playoffs, hopefully, and dare to dream, right? That's my opinion right there for everybody. We are Loud and Proud Orlando. We are available also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You can check us out there. Make sure you leave a 5-star rating. We're about almost 85 people watching live. Thank you so much for your support. We're available on X at LP_podcast, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube as Loud and Proud Orlando. Thank you so much for being with us today. John, anything else you want to add before we go?
No, just another plea to come watch Orlando Pride. I mean, we're going to talk about it all week. It's on Sunday.
Yeah, that's the only game.
Washington, potential to lift the shield. I mean, I just sent it to Paula. Did you see the shield, Paula?
I
No, I haven't seen the
reposted and
shield.
everything.
Can you share it real quick?
I'll show you right here. Hold on. The
I wanna see the
shield has been dusted off now. Here it is in all its glory.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Not
man.
only that, it actually can be used as a shield, which is pretty cool. So it actually has on the back of it, it comes off the end, and you could hold
Captain America.
Yes, so the imagine the photos of Marta holding the shield, like she's actually in the Avengers or something. So if you want to see that, you need to come out on Sunday to watch Orlando Pride. No guarantees, right? No guarantees. But if we win against second in the table, Washington, we will take the shield with still 3 games left to play after that.
Wow.
So
phenomenal.
So they're second. Washington Spirit.
Yeah, they're second.
This is basically a do or die. If they don't manage to get points off of us here, at least 1 or 3 points, then that's it, and we run away with it. So
this is
I was gonna say blowout on Sunday then.
Yeah, we can win the title
blood.
before the end of the season. So a massive day for the city, and hopefully we'll all be leaving Sunday night, and then we'll be back here on Tuesday, Luis, to talk all about how we lifted the shield. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, this is a massive. I mean, John said it. This is a massive. Look, Tiffany and Co really serve. Tiffany makes a shield. Guys, this
Yeah, they
is
got a new one.
massive. This is massive for Orlando, for the city of Orlando in general. If you never been to a women's soccer game, because whatever you feel some type of way, I don't know. Look, put your BS aside, my friend. If you like the sport of soccer, you want to go and support. This is huge for Orlando in general in sports. Huge. Orlando doesn't really have a lot of cups to show for any major sports. And maybe an Eastern Conference final, whatever, Eastern Conference championship, conference clinch or whatever for the NBA. But I mean, this is massive. This is kind of like what Miami did a few days ago. This is the Pride could do this, man, and it's huge. Unbeaten, right, John? Unbeaten, like 0 losses on there.
Undefeated. Obviously there's more time on the season. Oh, okay.
Let's pack it. Oh
Check
man,
this.
look at that.
This is literally featuring the removable base. The back of the trophy contains a welded handle, allowing the NWSL regular season champions to wield the hardware as a true shield. Luis, did you hear that? What I just told you? Oh my god!
For sure, sir. That's
So
amazing.
yeah, I'm excited for Sunday, to say the
And
least.
if any of the players are watching, if whether you are in OCB, whether you are on the first team, come. I mean, obviously, come and support, man. Come and support the Pride, man. I mean, I remember when the U.S. Open Cup championship was happening. I saw a lot of the Pride players coming in and showing support for Orlando City. So it'll be great to honestly unite. This is a unite moment, to put all of our crap aside or whatever, and I think packed Interco Stadium. I mean, this is a huge chance to show truly that we are a soccer city. We are you want to talk the talk and walk the walk. You want to say we are the soccer city of Florida and all that stuff. If you don't show up to see a huge feat in the sport in Orlando, then I don't know what sport you're watching.
You can stand in the wall or have a seat for $13.
There you go.
Pretty cheap to come watch the Orlando Pride.
Cheaper than a Michelob Ultra.
That's it. That's our plea for everybody to come support them this weekend.
Paula, you excited? Are you gonna be there?
Now that John reminded me, I might go. I need to see if I have plans. So
I'll give you the $13.
They're meant to be broken.
No, you don't need to give me 13.
I would guilt you. I would be like, I bought a ticket with your name on. You're gonna be there. We're gonna make it happen.
I mean, I want to go. I've been to the U.S. Open Cup, trophy lifting, and now with the ladies. I mean, if you don't have plans on Sunday, go. Because it's a big thing for women's soccer.
Huge.
And especially with the Pride, because it has been a roller coaster ride for them, and now is the momentum to go and support them. So I will encourage you. I'm gonna see if I have plans for Sunday. If I don't have plans, I'm gonna go. I'm the type of person that I need to write in a calendar what I'm like my plans. If not, I'm gonna forget. Oh, I'm gonna say yes, let's do it, and then I'm like, shoot, I'm double booked. But I'm gonna see what I have. If not, John, I'm gonna text you so we can go together.
I got my car fixed. Car is good to go, and we're ready to go on Sunday, making that 2-hour drive to go and see the Pride live the Supporters Shield. It's gonna be fantastic, and I'm excited. So, anything else you guys want to add before we go?
Nope.
No.
All right,
Vamos
guys.
Orlando.
As always, thank you for your support, and vamos Orlando. Take care, guys.
Orlando.